It's time for the VAQA. The VAQA. The VAQA. Hey, what's up, VA fam? Thank you for being my hype woman right now, Carla. I appreciate you.
I loved it. You did great.
I was telling Carla, I'm like, damn it, Tiffany's not here. It means I got to do the intro.
Beyonce, watch out.
Stage fright starts to settle in. But listen, y'all, so excited to have Carla in the studio this week. If you have not yet, what the hell are you doing with your life? Go back to Wednesday's episode, our previous episode, where we had the wonderful podcast guru, radio host, pivot with purpose, entrepreneur, goddess, Carla Wilmaris on the show. Check out that episode. She dropped so many gems about how you can start your own podcast. And we go deep into, everything we did right and wrong when it came to launching Brown Ambition and your show. You guys don't want to miss that. And Carla was generous enough to stick around for us to take some of y'all's questions. Okay. So we are digging deep into the BA mailbag to answer your questions around business, entrepreneurship. And of course, because we have Carla here, we can't not talk about pivoting, right?
Of course.
If y'all haven't checked out Carla's show, again, it's called Pivot with Purpose. You can check the show notes for links to all that good stuff. And just a reminder, if you want to submit a question, do not forget how. Go to our Instagram page. We are at Brown Ambition Podcast. Slide into our DMs there with your question, or you can email us directly if you're old school, brownambitionpodcast@gmail.com. If you would like a chance to actually be live in the studio with us, submit your question via IG, via a voice note. You got 60 seconds to blow us away with your question, okay? Our producer will then select some lucky audience members to join us live in the studio. But without further ado, let's get into it, Carla, because we got some good questions.
Let's do it.
All right. First question comes from listener Kayla. Kayla says, this year, I want to make a career change from administrative assistant, who's just making $20 an hour, to becoming my own boss as a lash artist. I love my job and I feel guilty leaving because for my age at 23 with no college degree, I do get paid well. I live with my family, so I'd have no rent. My car is paid off, so my expenses are pretty low. And did I mention I got no debt? Okay, Kayla. I was wondering steps to transition from a 9-to-5 to being an entrepreneur. I have so much potential and feel like it's wasting away at my desk job. Please assist. Kayla. All right, Kayla. This is a juicy one. First of all, guilty at just 23 for making a change? Girl, if y'all can't do it when you're young, what does that mean for the rest of us?
Right.
Come on. What's your first take on this, Carla? Like, how do you feel about her question? The guilt, the fact that she feels she's well paid.
The guilt, yes, is because I was like, oh my goodness. But her ambition, literally, of wanting more at 23. I feel like most 23-year-olds would be like $20 an hour, winning, Cancun, here I come, with their savings, especially living at home. So first of all, amazing that at this age you want to do more. And the world is your oyster. You already know what you want to do in lash artist. Take that money that you got, which you have, for you a lot. Go invest into a really good lash artist that can teach you how to, certification of lashes, and get your certification, get your friends to let you do lashes on them for free, get some content, start recording it, do before, do be afters, and start posting about you are the new lash artist. People will start, to pay you, and you just have to start while you still have your job on the weekends, in the evenings, do lashes. Post about it. Even if you get 2 people a week, you will have a couple reels to do before and afters, while you're doing it. Educate people on lashes as well, because it's cute that you're doing it, but educate us too, for people like me who are like, I don't know, maybe will this make me go blind? Give us, things about lashes. I think the way that I see she wrote this here, I think she's going to be an amazing entrepreneur. It's just getting those steps on how to promote, how to market. And literally you can get it. I think she's going to be a millionaire by the time she's 30.
Okay.
Or way before.
Okay, you heard it here first from Carla. You're going to be a millionaire. Yeah, I mean, I think to your point about using this, taking this opportunity, taking this shot while you're still working, I mean, that can give you a little bit of a cushion. Like, you still have consistent income coming in. And on the side, have that side hustle, use your time after work. You're 23. You may mention nothing about babies or,
Right.
relationships. You got free time, girl. Use it while you got it. So teach, you can be self-taught, but like, showing off your work. I think what Carla said is so extremely important. And especially on platforms like TikTok and Reels right now, IG right now. I mean, that is your audience, the people who will want to work with you. Like that's where they're hanging out. So I agree. It's like, how can you be doing the thing that you want to be doing, but sharing it with people who could potentially, hire you and want to work with you. That's really the key. And I feel like at 23 too, it's just the first of probably many entrepreneurial ideas you're going to have, because start with lashes. Then what if you become a whole esthetician? What if you have your own lash studio, you sell your own line of lashes at Ulta 3. Is it still Ulta 3? Ulta Beauty, whatever. Imagine like what's the, and don't be afraid to take those bigger steps, like from one to the next. I also feel like this is maybe the time where like I could imagine going to my parents and being like, at 23, I want to do lashes as a living. If you're not in the space, like if you're not on TikTok seeing the girls like bringing home the bacon with makeup tutorials and things like that, you may have people who doubt you, right? Or maybe like you were talking about, Carla, in our show from Wednesday, just about how sometimes the haters will be the ones closest to you. So I think in that regard, my tip is always find other people doing the thing that you want to do, who have done it, who want to do it, because they won't tell you like it's out of reach, Right.
And sometimes people project their own insecurities
1,000%.
And their own limitations onto you. So they feel like they can't do it. So they're going to tell you, you can't do it. And you can. By the way this is written, everything's fine. You mentioned Lash Studio. For entrepreneurship, honestly, I hate trading time for money. I feel like you can scale when you stop trading time for money. So become the best lash artist and then start training others on how to lash, and then open up a studio where you can be where Tiffany is right now in Egypt hanging out while it's making you money, because you have 6 beds with people doing lashes all day long while you're hanging out in Egypt.
Or people buying your at-home lash kits.
Yes.
Looking at your lash tutorials that you've recorded and sell. Like there's so many. Don't let anyone tell you it's not a business, because like if you believe in it and people need it, then you got it. But and as far as like the career change, I feel like if you're an assistant and you're happy being an assistant for more than a few years, you are different. Like I almost worry about people who wouldn't start to feel itchy, because like your whole role is to support someone else achieve their dream, which is great and noble work, but also you deserve to have your own dreams and one day hire an assistant of your own, and they'll follow their own path down the line. So
what I will say, there are people that their purpose and their destiny is to be of support to others. Like there are some people that they truly feel like their purpose, and they're the best assistants. They are the best secretaries. I remember Mama over at iHeart in New York. She was there for like 30 plus years, and she retired from there, and she couldn't be any happier. So if that's where you are, cool. But it does not seem like whoever listens to this podcast and Kayla who's writing, that is her. So since you feel uncomfortable with it, go and lean towards that like uncomfortable feeling, because you're bound to be an entrepreneur yourself, because you already have it in your mind.
Hey, BA fam, if there's one thing I'm sick of, it's making decisions by the end of the day, especially when it comes to what are we going to eat. Y'all know I am a happy mom of a 3-year-old, but one of the biggest pain points for me is trying to figure out what this child is going to consume all the time during the day. He's got to eat, y'all. It's really hard to get into a good groove when it comes to our dinner routine, which is why I'm glad to be partnering with Home Chef. So you can say goodbye to meal planning, recipe-induced stress, and last-minute grocery store runs, and let Home Chef bring simple, delicious home-cooked meals right to your door. Plus, they've got 15-minute recipes, microwave meals, and even oven-ready options, so you don't even have to put the meal together. I mean, come on. For a limited time, go to homechef.com/brownambition to get 75% off your first box. Again, go to homechef.com/brownambition for 75% off. All right, BA fan, we are back in the studio with another of y'all's questions. This question comes from listener Shanae, who has a concern about turning off her clients and opening a new commercial workspace. So let's get into it. All right. Hi, Mandi and Tiffany. As savvy, successful business owners that I respect and admire, I would love your input. I am opening a new commercial space for my photo studio. And as excited as I am, I'm also a little nervous because I've had to raise my prices. My concern is I'm going to turn off the clients I'm trying to reach. I have this internal battle of what's the win-win price that will work for clients, that will cover business expenses, and that will support myself and my little one. My prices in the past have been much lower where it wasn't sustainable, and I heard, oh, you're too expensive. How have you or how would you handle this potential objection? Thank you for taking the time to read this. Oof, this is a good one, Carla. I want to hear your take on this. One.
Well, she said, Mandi and Tiffany, I'm trying. I am now Tiffany. So I'm going to try here. Okay, Shanae? Excuse me if I don't give you what Tiffany would have given you. I went through this myself, and I had a business coach that was like, why are you charging this? Why are you charging that? I think we ourselves don't see the value because we're with ourselves every single day. And then she said, you might turn off the clients you're trying to reach. No, you're going to turn off the clients that you don't need, or the clients that you have right now that are not. When you're trying to reach a certain client, you will raise your prices. And I started at $49 an hour. I now charge upwards of $8,000 a month. And to me, I'm like, who is paying me? I turn around all the time. Like, you say yes? When I send quotes and they say okay, I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? And I never thought anyone would. I didn't think anyone would say yes to that, but there's a clientele out there. And one of the best things my business coach told me was like, stop looking at things from my own pocket. Stop looking at it from your pocket and what you would pay. What would that clientele pay for what you're offering? And you're saying it's a photo studio. I will tell you, there are some pictures that I've taken with some for free. And there are some studios that I've paid for pictures where I was like, why am I paying this much? But the final product is what gave it to me. So you're just doubting yourself. Get it done. And you will have to go into a different pool of people, but you now need to find or restructure your customer avatar and say, hey, where do they hang out? You know, it might not be the tiki-taki, like I call it. It might not be with the kids. It might be someone that has a little bit more money, or it could be on TikTok. You just find out where they hang out, this specific clientele, and target them. You can no longer target, people that are looking for $50 pictures. Now you have to look for different people, and that's what you're going to market to. But girl, raise some prices. You and your kids deserve.
Yeah, I mean, and Tiffany's not here, but in her spirit, I will say she shared multiple times how she approached raising the price of her signature program, the Live Richer Academy. And her method has always been, if you're an early customer, an OG, then you will get grace. You'll get grace of notice that prices are going up. And sometimes she'll even honor the price for you if it's like a subscription or whatnot, for the next time. So if you want to, give your existing clients, who have been loyal to you and have worked with you, like give them something to make the pain feel a little bit sweeter. Like, hey, I'm going to honor your special client price, you can have for the next couple of months, or I'm going to give it to you for the next shoot that you book with me. And then forevermore, we're going to have the prices raised. I've had a business coach too, Carla, who has still tells me I don't charge enough. I launched my academy, the Mandi Moneymakers, last year, but about a year. And I have simplified my prices. I used to offer like 3 different, levels of price. Yeah. Tiers. Now I offer 1, and still business coaches like, okay, you could be offering more. What has helped me, and will help you too, Shanae, I think, is when you focus on the value, on the transformation that you're offering your customer, your perfect client. And when you are able to articulate their pain points and tell them how you are going to help solve them. To Carla, like you said earlier about how when you're like, one of your superpowers is you're able to sell without making it feel like selling. I think that's the key. It's because you have so deeply identified this person's inner thoughts and feelings, their doubts, their pain points, their struggles, and illustrated your value to them and how you can help transform, solve their problem, transform whatever they're trying to transform. And at the end of it, they're like, take my money. That's when you know that it's not about the price point so much. It's about, is your value clear? And is it like a no-brainer for them because they recognize I can only get this from her. This is the value that they're bringing. So what does that look like for you? As a photographer, I would not send an email to your email list being like, the studio is more expensive now. We're going to have to raise the prices because the bills are getting higher. No. That's the equivalent of like what I take about. Don't ever go to your boss and ask for a raise because inflation is inflationing and bread and eggs are expensive. No. What is your contribution? What is your impact? And why are you now worth more than you were before? So make that abundantly clear. Have you won awards for your work? Present your work in a beautiful way with pride. The testimonials got to be popping, from people that you have worked with, but make your value undeniable and people will continue to show up. I believe
and it's not you said one where people will say like, I can only get this from her. I would even say they can get it from anybody else, but they'll want it from you with the way that you serve it to them. It's like, I can only get this from her because she's who I want to do this for me. And I never sell necessarily what is in my program. I sell the results. Like, exactly. Oh my goodness, you're having a really hard time recording this, right? And you can't put it out every day on the same day. You don't know how to bulk record. You can't even come up with a strategy. What if I told you that we can launch your podcast and manage it and produce it, and all you have to do is show up for an hour a week, and that is it. When you wake up on Monday morning, it's posted with everything and all your where do I sign up? I want to sign up right now. And that's because that's the people's pain point. So that's what you have going on over there as well.
Yeah. And I bet your client's pain point is you're sick of paying, taking the cheap route, going, for the Sears photo package and not being happy with the results, or seeing someone's cute pictures on Instagram and then booking with them and realizing this is horrible, or this is not what you want. So how can you solve those pain points for them? But unapologetically move forward, understanding your value. And like Carla said, selling not what you're actually the physical thing or the digital thing that you're selling, but how you are solving their problem, how you are making their lives easier.
Speaking of Sears photos, this is my daughter that won. My daughter, when she was 1, so 16 years ago, it was a Sears photo shoot that I had.
Man, see, my son would have had one, but he couldn't leave the house when he turned 1. It was a pandemonium.
Oh, yeah. But now that I look at it, I'm like, this really was Sears because I can do this with my iPhone now. Yeah. So right? The quality that a studio can give you, it's totally different than what an iPhone can give you, which is what I got here, an iPhone picture.
Yeah, what else do you offer? All right, Shanae. Well, thank you so much for your question. Thank you for the kind words for us and for the show. And of course, mucho thank you to Carla for joining me and actually listening and being in the hot seat with me. I know we didn't even warn you that we were going to make you answer questions today, but it's okay. That's all you do is just drop gems. So this is totally natural for you.
Hey, BA fam. We're on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And while you're at it, why don't you go over to that little bell icon and just tap that for us. Show the BA fam how much you love us. And that way you'll also get notifications when new videos drop. Also, share the channel with a friend. We're always like, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank y'all so much again for all the support.